Thank you for joining us with yet another interesting episode. We got Kanye West, who's under investigation for allegedly beating someone up for touching his wife, Bianca. Marjorie Taylor Greene apparently wants to use space laser technology to fight against the migrant border crisis. I wish I was making some of these headlines up. Hassan Piker, the streamer for social justice, is caught being a hypocrite, and Andrew Tate is gay, but straight, but still gay. And last but not least, we finally answer the question, who is Crackhead Barney? All that and more later on Lost Ox Media, the podcast.
Say you lost?
Well, is there an aux input?
Yes! Oh my gosh! Hit the aux button.
You are lost.
He's arguing it's media.
Digital media.
Instagram media.
No media whatsoever.
Lost Ox Media.
Bruh.
All right, so I want to start out with the Kanye West stuff that's going on. Kanye has been in the news for many different reasons since the start of 2024. From selling everything on his website for $20 to getting sued. He's now being sued by Adidas for $250 million. And he's allegedly saying that Adidas is selling knockoff Yeezys. That's not even it. Sometime this past week, he started posting on Instagram that he's about to start doing Yeezy porn. I could only imagine. I could only imagine what that's going to be like. Yeezy porn. Because you see him walking around town with his wife, and they're all wearing like some crazy shit. He's got some smut mask on. She's wearing hardly nothing. It's almost like a humiliation ritual type deal going on with them. It could only be explained as such, right? Why else would you want your wife to be exposed in such a way for everyone to see? I get the fact of maybe he's famous, he wants to show her off. But at some point, the woman's got to have a little bit of dignity, my friend. There's not much dignity in walking around with damn near nothing in public places. I've seen some of those pictures, and some of them, it looks a little cold outside. If you catch my drift. So she can't be comfortable. These are some of the many things that Kanye's making it into headlines for. Just this year. Last year, we got the Alex Jones interview. Oh, man, let's cut back to a clip of that.
That's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
Classic. These are classic Kanye moments. But now he's in the news for allegedly assaulting somebody after touching his wife, Bianca. Well, from the perspective of the assaulted, he only touched her. He only bumped into her. I bumped into her. I happened to grab a cheek. I happened to grab a couple cheeks. You know? They were just hanging out. I could only imagine what they felt like, so I couldn't help myself but to grab one. Mr. Ye cut me some slack. Forgive me like the good Lord would. But from Kanye's spokespeople, persons, whatever you want to call them, they're saying it was way more than a touch. They're saying it was under the dress, full grabbing, spinning her around like a ballerina. What man wouldn't lose their mind off of something like that? And we all know Kanye's crazy. We all know he's damn near spiraling the drain anyway, as far as his mental health goes. Apparently, this took place at the Chateau Marmont Hotel. The 46-year-old rapper allegedly hit an unnamed male who the LAPD said in a battery report had first pushed or grabbed Bianca. Now, these are just tidbits from my notes. Let's dig into the article. It's titled Kanye West named as suspect in battery report after Bianca Censori was assaulted. Like a pretzel in a pretzel shop. She was assaulted. And we got a nice little video here. Actually, let's start with the video.
Is reporting that Kanye West is under investigation for battery. Sources telling TMZ that Kanye apparently punched a man in the face last night after he allegedly grabbed or pushed his wife. That man apparently did that. The alleged victim did not require medical attention. This apparently all happening at the Chateau Marmont Hotel. Fox 11 reporter Matthew Seedorf and photographer Sam Dubin shooting this video today of detectives there investigating likely this incident. They will continue to follow this story tomorrow. TMZ is reporting that Kanye West is under investigation for battery.
Yeah, I wonder which one of Kanye's publicists gave the news that footage. Because my man hasn't looked that cleaned up in years. Everywhere he goes, he looks like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. So you heard it yourself from the video. Kanye West punches a man in the face for allegedly touching his wife, which any rapper with a reputation worth of salt is naturally going to do. So what are we even talking about in the news for? Is the guy suing him? Because people are so on Kanye's dick, it wouldn't surprise me if this guy's like, nah, man, I'm a huge fan. It's all right that you punch me in the face. I mean, granted, it was justified if he actually touched this guy, like, if he actually touched Kanye's wife, it's a justified act, in my opinion. You don't just go around groping women, let alone some man's woman. Come on, dude. What are you doing? This is all expected outcomes here. But it's like that time that Mike Tyson beat the shit out of that guy who was harassing him on the plane. The guy was like, I don't want to press charges, man. I'm such a huge Mike Tyson fan. Knowing some people and how weird they are about celebrity encounters, this guy was probably just happy that he got his lights punched out by Mike Tyson, period. He's like, how many people can live to say that who aren't professional fighters? I'm the fucking man. I got my ass beat by Mike Tyson on a plane. So this guy now is, maybe he's not going to sue. He's going to say he has some sort of street cred rights. Yeah, I got into a scuffle with Kanye. I groped his bitch. Yeah, I groped his bitch. So what? But Kanye's team has since released a statement, and they say, in quotes, grabbed is grossly inadequate as a description of what happened. They're basically saying, how dare you downplay this so much? Which any good team would do. You don't want to have your cash cow, the guy who's paying all your bills, to end up in the clink off of punching someone in the face, right? So you're going to say anything you can. They go on to say Bianca was physically assaulted and that the assailant didn't merely collide into her. He put his hands under her dress, directly on her body. He grabbed her waist, spun her around, and then he blew her kisses. She was battered and sexually assaulted. It's so funny how these adjectives they always try to use the most damning adjectives. Not to say this isn't a bad situation. Obviously, no one should do this to someone that they don't know or are comfortable with. You shouldn't just do something like this to a stranger. But I wouldn't necessarily say she was battered, you know? She was battered like chicken tenders. Bitch came out floppy after that incident. God damn it. So apparently after they fled the scene, natural celebrity behavior, stir the pot, get the fuck out of there. And then after that, detectives went over and they started the good old investigations. And like I said, this article goes on to pretty much say the same stuff that I said before reading it, is that this guy has been in the news for so much stuff lately. Like going back to the porn thing, right? Like he wants to do porn. Now he's getting these warning statements from celebrities like Ep.002 because people naturally, with how his behavior has been with his wife in public places, are assuming that he's going to end up putting her in these pornographic films. It's funny, porn seems to be a hot topic in the news lately. Last week, I was just talking about a $30 million lawsuit between two porn stars. This week, Kanye's talking about setting up a whole Yeezy porn line. And I was reading an article earlier about a porn star speaking out on Logan Paul's Prime drink because it's got forever chemicals in it. What is happening with the porn industry lately? But anyway, back to my point. Kanye's getting these warning statements from other celebrities like Adam22, another podcaster, basically being like, dude, you don't want that smoke, man. You don't want to put your wife in porn. Trust me, been there, done that. It's not good for anybody, man. It's only good for your wife. She gets to bang other people, and the online community scrutinizes the shit out of you. So, a little context on Adam22. Adam22 is the host and creator of the No Jumper podcast, which is a podcast that started out about LA culture and a lot of rappers on there, underground people. And basically, how this all ties or ends up at porn is Adam eventually ended up starting to date a girl named Lena the Plug. She was a porn star. They started another podcast called Plug Talk. And basically, they just have a podcast, bring a guest on there, and fuck the shit out of the guest at the end of the episode. All good stuff. Very wholesome, family-friendly content. You know? And sometime last year, I guess Adam22 was like, man, I'm sick of being a gatekeeper here, man. It's time to start letting other dudes bang my wife. Because apparently in Plug Talk, they're banging the guests at the end of the episode, but it's always a girl. So Lena, for the longest time, was getting the short end of the stick in that relationship, right? She was always having to bang chicks with her husband. So finally, he opens those floodgates. He says, have at it, babe. You can go hook up with someone else. So naturally, with these types of behaviors and actions, you being a public figure online and having the No Jumper podcast, everything geared towards LA culture, which if you've never been to Los Angeles, picture a huge city, but the whole thing is like a high school. Everyone's trying to know everyone else's business. Everyone wants to get one over on somebody else. Everyone's got an agenda. You picture all that, the fans coming from that, being an internet personnel and having your personal relationship blasted online. This guy naturally got skewered by the online community. And now he wants to warn Kanye West to not make the same mistake he did. Because Kanye will naturally get skewered for that. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a Kanye dude. Even through all the anti-Semitism, the I love Hitler, hating on Jews, we're going DEFCON, whatever. I still fucked with him. Kanye, he's so funny. His music's good as fuck. It's like hard not to like him. If you don't take life too seriously, it's hard not to like him. But I don't know if this porn stuff is going to really fuck with his image like that. But anyway, moving on. I want to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene a little bit. It's so funny how out of touch these politicians are when it comes to just everything. When it comes to anything that has to do with people being normal people dealing with situations in normal people ways. Politicians are 9 times out of 10 so goddamn out of touch. It's unbelievable. If I could give you some examples to paint a picture of what I'm trying to articulate here. Think about the first times that they tried to implement the TikTok ban. Think about when Congress and the Senate, whoever it was, because I'm not some political guy. I'm not crazy into politics like that. So whoever it was that was taking the TikTok CEO to trial for that to kind of get the ball rolling on the TikTok ban. The first time they tried it, these guys are in there, in this hearing, talking to the CEO like, so can TikTok access the internet? Does this device have access to the internet if TikTok is downloaded on it? And the CEO's looking at him like, it's a cell phone. It has access to the internet, period. And to use our app, you need internet. So yes, it has access to the internet. And then they're all looking around like, oh, see, it has access to the internet. This is exactly the type of spyware that we've been warning people about. Meanwhile, the people in this hearing have not picked up a new piece of tech in the last 25 years. These people are older than fucking dirt. You're talking about people who probably don't even have TVs in their homes. So that, just to give an example, these are people who, the point I'm trying to make is they're people who clearly have never used TikTok a day in their fucking life, but they want to make these big decisions on whether or not the average person should be able to use it. So that's the point I'm trying to make when it comes to these politicians being so out of touch with the everyday man, the everyday people that live their lives and go through actual struggles, unlike these politicians who bitch about it or try to offer up these cockamamie solutions, you know what I mean? And Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's no exception to that. Listen to this. Marjorie Taylor Greene wants space lasers to combat migrants. I wish that was a joke. I wish this was an article from The Onion. It's not. This is a real news article, ladies and gentlemen. I could just picture it now. She holds a press conference. The one thing that is going to take us to the next level when it comes to solving the migrant crisis is shooting these goddamn wetbacks and Chinese folk with these space lasers. Fry them up right there on the border. Fry them up. We don't need them. We don't need them. And when President Trump comes back, we're going to fry up the ones that got through. We're going to round them all up. We're going to fry them up too. Because really, it's the only thing. It's really the only thing that's going to make a difference in this country is frying up these migrants, because we have to send them a message. We have to set a precedent that if you don't want to get fried up like bologna from the American space lasers at the Texas border, then you're just going to have to think twice before you want to come into this country illegally. I would imagine the press conference would go something like that. I would imagine it'd be something like that. You know, I don't know much about Marjorie Taylor Greene. That accent could have been way off. But I would assume she's from Texas, and I would assume she has a southern accent. With the way that this idea is coming out right now. It's a lot of arrows pointing in that direction, right? So let's hear what exactly Miss Greene is proposing, because you never know. These headlines can be misleading, you know. It's called clickbait for a reason, right? So Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has called for the use of space laser technology at the U.S.-Mexican border as a way to combat migrants. Interesting. In a post on Twitter/X, the Republican wrote, Israel has some of the best unmanned defense systems in the world. Attached to the post was a proposed amendment to funding a bill that would provide additional aid to Israel. And she writes, I've previously voted to fund space lasers for Israel's defense. America needs to take our national security seriously and deserves the same type of defense for our border that Israel has and proudly uses. Here's the funny thing about that. We're obviously not Israel, right? Israel might have a defense system like this. Space lasers, I'm not going to lie, even for 2024, sounds a little far-fetched. Sounds like we're talking sci-fi here, but it could be real. I don't know. Sounds fake. Whatever. I'll believe it for the sake of the story. Going back to that, Israel, if they got space lasers, they're not for people, homie. Let's get that out the way first. They're not for people. If Israel has a defensive system like that, the reason why they would need it is because every single person around them can't stand the fact that they took land that they were once refugees in and completely claimed it for themselves. And now the people that completely surround them are pissed and they want blood. So that the defensive system, the lasers coming from space, they're shooting out rockets and fucking missiles and stuff that is designed to cause mass casualties. They're not taking out Jose, who 2 weeks from now will end up, being a lawn guy at some rich lady's house for fucking pennies on the dollar, because God knows an American doesn't want to do that job, right? Now, I'm not necessarily making all these points to be in favor of the migrants or to be against them in any way or whatever. I honestly don't give a fuck. It's a little worrying. But I'm not running into migrants every single day, and I live in the South. So, until it becomes a huge problem, I can sit on the back burner on that one particular issue. But when it comes to the idea of having space lasers to defend the border, lady, you're comparing apples and oranges here. In Israel, they're defending missile strikes. In America, we be frying up fucking immigrants for no reason. What is the defense? Because unless you're trying to set up some laser grid, like fucking Catherine Zeta-Jones style, it sounds like you're talking about killing people. Anyway, she also wrote, apparently this is also in that Twitter post, is, in quotes, by the funds made available by this act, such sums as necessary shall be used for the development of space laser technology on the southwest border. So to me, it sounds like she's trying to propose something here to put it into action. And I'm not going to lie, with the way politicians have been voting on shit, the way that this year's been going so far, it wouldn't surprise me if she somehow musters up enough support for this goddamn thing. So apparently she's trying to make this proposal because right now both Republicans and Democrats keep proposing bills to send more foreign aid to like Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan, stuff like that. And basically what Marjorie Taylor Greene is trying to say is she's sick of sending all those tax dollars to the other guys. Why don't we spend some of that money at home? Why don't we spend some of that money at home where the American people can benefit from it the most? We're like 26th in math and as far as world academics are concerned. And the only thing that's going to fix that is a fucking laser defense system at the border. That's it. That's what's going to work. Once again, it's so funny. It's ridiculous how crazy out of touch these politicians are when it comes to people's everyday lives. You want to spend some money on something, let's start with some like welfare programs or something. Or you know what? Spend the money and pay whoever it is you got to fucking pay to figure out this inflation bullshit. Let's start there. Let's start there, because housing is out the wazoo right now, and it cost me $400 to get 3 bags of groceries. All right, so if we want to start talking about spending dollars somewhere, pay whatever fucking quantitative genius that you got to fucking pay to figure out inflation real quick. Let's start there, homie. But yeah, let's check this guy out. So I thought this was a funny post because I'm somewhat familiar with this character. Let's get into some explanations here. So there's this streamer. I guess he maybe started on Twitch. I've never followed his content a whole lot, but I've seen enough of it scrolling through the different social media platforms to be extremely annoyed by it. The person I'm referring to is named Hassan Piker. Hassan Piker. He's one of those social justice warrior types.
This guy has the understanding of foreign policy of like a 12-year-old. What the What the is wrong with this dude? Didn't he go to war and like literally lose his eye because some mujahideen, a brave soldier, his eye hole with their? Isn't that how he lost his eye? Because he got his eye hole. America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
One of those real liberal types. Fuck fascism. Fuck this. You know, ACAB. All cops are bad. You know, he's one of those types. And it's funny because he is another one, just like politicians. He's a little out of touch. I've seen clips of this guy. He's legitimately been quoted saying, yeah, I don't know, man. Working a 9 to 5, it's just not going to suck the soul out of you like streaming for 4 hours a day will.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will. So,
you know, sitting in front of my camera, talking to chat. Chat, my life is really bad right now, man. Just made $100,000 this week off of a fucking G Fuel sponsorship. Things are going south, chat. It's really sucking the life out of me. He's basically just a hypocritical pussy. So whenever I see these L-type videos posted on him, it kind of gives me a little bit of a giggle. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys this video of him. This is the Hassan Piker that we just showed you earlier. This is the same guy. Look at this shit. Hilarious.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is Bro Tip. This week's Bro Tip is about bringing out the alpha male in you. A few things to consider when you're thinking about Lady Gaga as a top contender for Babe of the Week should be the fact that she might have a penis. The fact that Lady Gaga might have a small penis does absolutely terrify me. Here's why the 5-second rule works. Because when you start thinking for longer than 5 seconds, you're immediately not thinking with your dick and also thinking with this pesky thing up here that we like to call our brains. So once you start thinking with your brain, you're immediately going to psych yourself out. Come back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time. Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark? I want to say thank you to Miley Cyrus for showing off her camel toe at the VMAs the other night. I always knew Hannah Montana was a little slut. Don't even try to hide it. Look, this is a classic example of what happens when your father doesn't pay attention to you. You turn out to be a slut who's craving for attention. Oh, hey, didn't see you there.
That's just hilarious. Old enough to count? Old enough to mount? That's a very, very nice, family-friendly statement for the internet to cherish forever. Apparently, this guy was like, he's related to one of the guys who started the Young Turks. And once again, don't know too much about them, but apparently they're a bunch of pussies too. I don't know. I'm talking some very uneducated shit here. I know a little bit about Hassan Piker. One of the funniest things about him was when Sam Hyde had it out for him. When iDubbbz was doing the creator clashes and was having the creators fight and setting up the different bouts against each other. Dude, Sam Hyde wanted Hassan Piker so bad when it came to that situation.
You got anyone you want to call out in the heavyweight division?
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that, Hassan Piker. I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
Or in the ring?
No, in real life. I'm going to stalk him and become obsessed with him and wear his makeup and his dresses and use his skin as a coat like the ancient Irish did.
Well, that's your winner, Sam Hyde!
And these internet personalities, some of them, Hassan Piker being one of them, you know, they always come out with these damning contradictory type statements. Hassan Piker now, if he saw a video of someone talking the way he was talking in those videos, especially with that old enough to count line, the guy'd be losing his mind off of that shit. He'd be losing his mind. He'd be like, this guy is someone that needs to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. The FBI needs to look into this guy and really dig deep into his life. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I bet you there's CP on that guy's computer. He's one of those types. Think Aiden Ross, but a liberal. And Andrew Tate, he also is one of those types of online personalities. He'll get on one podcast and be like, you need to cherish your woman. You need to cherish your woman. And a wife should be a wife. And then in that same breath, he'll be like, yeah, I make that bitch make me 2 cups of coffee every morning. I drink 1. I let the other one get cold, make her throw it out. So he's just always saying shit that equates to him putting his foot in his mouth. That's a classic Andrew Tate. You know, Greta Thunberg, she talks a little bit of shit. Andrew Tate claps back, gets arrested by the Romanian police. Jailed for 90 days. No charges. This isn't America, buddy. He gets out on some good old house arrest and almost immediately gets arrested again after Aiden Ross practically outs him, saying that he's going to leave Romania when you know damn well on house arrest you can't leave the country. But yet Andrew Tate's still doing his thing. He's still got a huge group of followers. And he's still saying really, really stupid shit sometimes. All the time, actually. Listen to this little line. He says, sex is for making children. Any man who has sex with woman because it feels good is gay. Oh, my PP feels good. This is great. In fact, if you're 40 with less than 5 children, you're probably gay. All that feel good PP sex and hardly any genetic legacy? ? This post got 18 million views, and it's just a testament to how crazy these internet personalities can be. I think the theme of this episode is going to be just internet personalities, just people who are out of touch, period. They're just a little out of touch with society. Because this is a funny ass statement. This is alpha male supreme. This is top G. These are words from the top G. If nothing, they are of biblical proportion. They are of law, as far as his followers are concerned. The funny thing is, Andrew Tate is almost 40. I don't think he has any children. Not that I know of. Anyone seen any viral TikToks of someone claiming to be Andrew Tate's kid? Because I'm fairly certain this guy, I don't know. He might have a kid. He might have one somewhere. Pretty sure he doesn't. But if he did, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have 5, and he's almost 40. He's going to have a lot of catching up to do if he doesn't want to be gay. Look at some of these comments. Look, the fact that some people take posts like this dead ass seriously and clutch pearls over them for days on end is precisely why they're amusing. And Andrew Tate is just smiling about it. So he's probably trolling. See, this is like one of those engagement farm type posts, you know what I mean? Dude, this is so funny. This picture right here. Yo, dude, what the fuck is that, dude? I would imagine this is how he looked while writing this post. And they put up his fucking... They put up his goddamn Wikipedia information showing his spouse and 3 kids. So his dad only had 3 kids. So this comment is basically saying your dad was gay, according to your own words. And Andrew Tate, he's always talking about women in some way or another. I'm top G. I get all the bitches. I get all of them. I'm Andrew Tate. I'm top G. So hopefully he straightens it out. Hopefully he at least figures it out. Finds himself a nice lady and pumps out 4 more kids before he turns 5 more kids, whatever the number is that he has to catch up to before he's 40, so he doesn't end up being gay. Anyway, let's get on to the meat. Let's get on to the meat. I've been wanting to figure out who this is for the longest now. The longest, baby. Who is this woman? Who is Crackhead Barney? Who is Crackhead Barney? That is something that I never thought I would ever ask myself. But I found myself asking it this week. I said to myself, who is Crackhead Barney? And then I said to myself, what does Alec Baldwin have to do with all of this? Who is Crackhead Barney? And what does Alec Baldwin have to do with Crackhead Barney? I'll tell you right now. So the story of Crackhead Barney all started, for me at least, it all started when I was scrolling through the social webs and I saw a video of a woman harassing Alec Baldwin in the middle of like a coffee shop. And she's really giving it to him. Like, I know Alec Baldwin just killed someone recently, but it's kind of sad. The video was kind of sad. She's really, really lacing into him. And it doesn't, the video kind of doesn't make sense. It's all, she's kind of yelling like, say free Palestine, I'll leave you alone. This guy eventually gets sick of it, smacks the phone out of her hand. Here's the video in question.
Alec, can you please say free Palestine one time? Why did you kill that lady? You killed that lady and got no jail time? No jail time, Alec? Sorry. No jail time, Alec. You're putting innocent people in jail, Alec Baldwin. I'm so sorry. Free Palestine, Alec, just one time, and I'll leave you alone. I'll leave you alone, I swear. Just say free Palestine one time. One time. One time.
Call the police.
One time, Alec. You know he's a criminal. You know he's a fucking criminal. Come on, Alec, just say free Palestine one time. One time, just one time, please. And I'll leave you alone. Free Palestine. Fuck Israel, fuck Zionism. Please say it. One time.
Could you do me one quick favor?
Alec, can you please say free Palestine one time?
I love that. He's like, can you do me one quick favor? Can you do me one quick favor? Call an ambulance. Fucking goes to beat the shit out of this woman. Like, Jesus Christ. So, Crackhead Barney turned out to be the woman in that video harassing him. And the video is a little bit sad. You kind of see it. Alec Baldwin's clearly getting older. You know? It's obvious he's got more years behind him than he has in front of him. And in these, and he's trying his hardest to kind of be like, you know, I want to try to ignore the situation. I'm on the phone. He's probably talking to his wife with her fake Spanish accent. She's like, Alec, do you want the salad with the what do you call it? The cucumber? Do you want the salad with the cucumber tonight for dinner? And he's on the phone like, yeah. She's like, Alec, who that lady talking to you on the phone like that? That woman sound like a bitch. Somehow my accent went from Latino to Asian real fucking quick. But this is how hilarious, this is how she operates. She goes from one to the other. She was born here, but then she wasn't born here. And this is who he's on the phone with. So he's obviously having a bad day as it is already. Now he's got this crackhead Barney coming up to him, harassing him about free Palestine and stuff like that. And at first, when I first saw this video, it was presented online as just some woman was harassing him. At first, when I saw it, there was no name attached to the woman. It was just a random woman gets assaulted by Alec Baldwin in this viral video, in this coffee shop video. So it's already a little bit juicy, right? Because video cuts off, you're like, what happened? Did Alec Baldwin beat the shit out of this woman? You know? I'm sure a good amount of us would have loved to have seen that. Because I'm not going to lie, when I saw it, I was like, damn, the guy killed somebody, but fucking cut him some slack. He thought it was a blank, bro. Like, what the fuck here? So I felt a little cringe watching it. But I didn't know. I was like, you know, did he beat the shit out of her or not? Who knows? Well, then the plot thickened a little bit. Because afterwards, the woman went on Piers Morgan. And she tried basically having like a hit piece style interview with Piers Morgan to damn Alec Baldwin, my bad. And funny enough, after looking into this, I ended up finding out that in the past, Alec Baldwin has like kind of schooled Piers in an interview once in the past. So I'm sure Piers looked at this as an opportunity, like, finally, I can get someone in here that can completely shit all over Alec Baldwin the way he shat on me on my own goddamn show in the past. Finally. Because we all know how Piers operates. He's a little rat. He's a little gotcha journalism fucking rat. That being said, he has the woman who filmed this video on his show. And I kid you not, this is not a sketch. This is not sketch comedy. This looks like something out of the Dave Chappelle show. Like, if this was a skit on the Chappelle show, I would have been repeating one-liners from this shit in school when I was a kid, just like I was with every other damn near hotline that came out of the Chappelle show. But let's check this girl out on Piers Morgan. This is kind of ridiculous.
Wore my diaper today for you, Pierce. Do you like it?
Do you want to sit down?
Do you see the damage that Alec did to me? Do you see the damage? Look at my arm.
No, you weren't maimed by Alec.
Oof. We're going to have to go with a different video here. Hopefully somebody posted a video of it in the comments. Actually, no. Fuck all that. Sorry for the technical difficulties, folks. I'm a one-man band, but we cannot play that clip because it has copyrighted music. So we're going to find it on YouTube. Crackhead Barney on Piers Morgan. Because this shit is crazy. And look at that. Look at that. As if I planned it myself. He ends up having her on with a panel of people. One of them being Hassan Piker. Look at that.
Well, the boring guy.
Dude, I couldn't have planned that better. Let's scroll through this and get to the actual one-on-one with this crackhead Barney. So before I turn it on, I kind of left it open-ended with this was how I started to find out who Crackhead Barney was. Going back to answering who Crackhead Barney is. It started with Alec Baldwin. It kind of ended up with Piers Morgan. I had no idea. I thought she was the lady who filmed the video. Then turns out she's Crackhead Barney. I ended up seeing her on the clip that I was going to play with the music. And I just thought to myself, there's no way this could be real. But let's watch the clip. And then we'll dig into the real Crackhead Barney. Who she really is deep down inside. And how if Piers Morgan would have done just a fucking smidge of research, he would have known that doing this interview was probably not the best idea. So let's check this out.
Censored.
Hey, Pierce! I've been waiting for you, Pierce fucking Morgan!
Okay.
I wore my diaper today for you, Pierce. Do you like it?
Not particularly, no. Do you want to sit down?
And Pierce, can you bring me to Buckingham Palace? I would like to meet the Queen.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'd really like to meet the Queen.
I don't think the Queen, if you mean Queen Camilla, she is probably tied up with royal engagements at the moment. If you meant the Queen who died...
Well, get me in, Pierce!
Yeah.
Get me fucking in, Pierce! I want it!
Okay. Can I take you back, if I may, to what you did to Alec Baldwin? Can you explain why you did it?
What did I do to Alec Baldwin? Pierce, do you see the damage that Alec did to me? Do you see the damage? Look at my arm! Look at my arm, Pierce! Look at my neck! I was maimed by a white man on Monday! You're telling me what I did?
This is... Dude, for a second watching this, I almost forgot I was recording a podcast. I could watch that forever on repeat. That's fucking hilarious. Pierce is obviously like trying to get some sort of saving grace clip out of this disaster that he set up for himself interviewing this girl. So that's just hilarious. So this is kind of this was kind of what got me at the beginning of the crackhead Barney rabbit hole. I when I saw the clips, I legitimately was like, this girl's insane. I didn't know she was a performance artist. I was like, this girl's insane. She's clearly trying to squeeze money out of this situation. She probably wants to sue Alec Baldwin. I thought she was an actual crackhead. I was like, this girl is on Pierce trying to fucking fake the neck injury, the blah, blah, blah. Because if you look at the picture of Alec actually throwing her out, this is it. You know what I mean? So before I thought she was a performance artist, I was like, oh, this bitch is lying. She's lying. She's trying to get money out of Alec Baldwin. I mean, obviously you shouldn't put your hands on a woman, especially a woman that you don't know, you know, going back to that Kanye West, you know what I'm saying? Imagine Kanye West comes out of right field, starts beating the fuck out of Alec Baldwin in this situation. He's like, I love Hitler. He's like, don't touch the woman. You the same guy that touched my wife? Yeezy porn is coming out on Tuesday. You know what I mean? But yeah, you obviously shouldn't put your hands on a woman, but it's not like he beat the shit out of her. He just kind of was like, yo, can you get the fuck out of the coffee shop and leave me alone, dude? I'm trying to get this coffee so I can get right. Get to another movie so I can shoot another fucking actor on set. So if you don't mind, so that you see where I'm going with all of this? Like, I initially started by hating this girl. I was like, she's a fucking swindler. She's a grifter. You know, fuck her. You know, seeing that picture, there was another picture. Look at this one. Seems pretty fine in that picture, right? So like I said, you know, naturally I'm like, fuck this bitch. Because I don't like people like that. I don't like people that are like, you know, those slip and fall in the grocery store types. I don't like that kind of shit. It's kind of fucked up. You know, because you might think, hey, I'm suing someone with money, whether it be a corporation, an actor, or a grocery store. But really, something's happening. Every action has a reaction, right? So something's happening behind that lawsuit. Someone might be losing their job, multiple people maybe, I don't know. But like I said, here in the picture, this, what I thought at the time, normal woman, seems to be pretty fine. She seems to be okay. So when I saw her like this on Piers Morgan, I was like, all right, what the fuck we got going on here? But then when I looked her up and found out who she was, I mean, that's when I really wasn't prepared for the shit. Because I cannot help but love this woman. I cannot help but love Crackhead Barney. The goal of this podcast is to get popular enough to have Crackhead Barney on the show. We'll replace Judy for a couple episodes, and we'll have Crackhead Barney on the show. Because once I got introduced to her clips, she's my favorite person. She's my favorite person right now. Watch this shit.
Were they wealthy before they came to the U.S.? Originally, he happened to have been a minister.
Washington, can you help me with my chains? Can you help me with my chains, Washington? Did the slaves help you in the war?
Absolutely, in the Rhode Island Regiment.
How many slaves did you own, Washington?
A little over 300.
Oh, wow, so your plantation was huge.
Oh, wasn't as big as you think. I had 5 properties. I was heavily in debt. And half of those slaves actually didn't belong to me. They were being held for my step-grandchildren.
Let me see your teeth, Washington. Can I see your teeth? Show your teeth to the audience.
I don't show my teeth because they're in very bad condition.
I thought you ripped your teeth out of a slave's mouth.
I never ripped anything because I am not a surgeon.
Did you pick cotton?
Yeah, show is done.
Yes.
Over here. Let's go.
Did you pick cotton?
Show's over.
This is just the start of this shit. It's For those of you listening right now, the same woman, Crackhead Barney, she's on her knees crawling while trying to interview this George Washington impersonator at a, I don't know, whatever those things are. Those reenactment type places that people, for some reason, pay to go see. Jesus, if you're one of the people who pays to go to one of these reenactment places, unalive yourself. Anyway, she's at one of these places interviewing George Washington, but she's completely fucked up. She looks like a Raggedy Ann, like an old slave, like an old raggedy slave. She's kind of wearing like knapsacky type clothes that are all ripped up and shit. And as she's walking around on her knees doing this interview, she's just taking cotton balls out of a basket and throwing them onto the floor. It's fucking funny as shit, dude. Now she's getting thrown out of this place.
People that say, were your ancestors runaway slaves?
Do you actually think you're gonna interview me?
Need slaves, guys! Slaves! The American Revolution was built on the blood, sweat, and tears of black people. Slaves built America. How could you not have slaves at an American Revolutionary War? And they're asking me to leave. Slaves built America.
Come on.
Slaves built America, guys.
Let's cut it out.
Slaves built America.
Come on, let's stop it.
Slaves built America. Even the people wanted runaway slaves here. It wasn't a proper representation. What do you think about runaway? What do you think about the way I'm dressed? Huh?
Nothing.
Nothing? Do I look like what do I look like? What do I look like?
We're not gonna do this. We're not
Don't
gonna
touch
do this.
me.
Come on, let's not keep
Why
doing this.
touching
Come
me?
on, everybody's tired of it. There's kids here having a good day. Let them just finish the day.
They had a wonderful
Okay,
day with
let's
this runaway
stop this.
slave.
Let's stop this.
They had a wonderful day.
Listen, you're not going through those gates again.
Oh, okay, so let me get my bike then.
I'll get your bike. Where is it?
Well, we have our car up there, and then we have our bike over there.
You have a bike and a car?
Yeah. I'm doing.
Bro, that shit is so fucked up. I had to stop. The video's almost over, but it's fucked up, dude. The guy to sit there and be like, you have a bike and a car? Really? You? Why are you asking it like that, buddy? Why are you asking it like that? Is it because she's dressed as a slave at a Revolutionary War reenactment? Is that why you're asking? Seems a little racist. Seems a smidge racist. And this is why I love her, because of how she handles this exact situation. Because, once again, for those of you listening, the guy immediately looks at her and just stops. You know how people give you that, like, fucking, that Ryan Gosling meme look where they stare at you starting at the bottom and then look back up at you like, who the fuck are you? Like, he kind of gives her one of those. And this is how she handles it. This is why she's one of my favorite people now.
And then we have our bike over there.
You have a bike and a car?
Yeah. I'm doing good for a runaway slave, right? I'm doing good for a runaway slave. He's like, how do you make all that money? Slave cotton picking. And you have a bike and a car. Bike and a fucking car. It's possible. Slavery made things possible.
That's just... That one fucking line had me dying. When I started researching into who this fucking lady is, I saw that video. I was like, dude, she's fucking hilarious. Crackhead Barney. Like, who would have thought? And I'm almost sad that I came across this woman, because I'm going to be watching everything. I'm going to be watching everything. Like, look at this one. This is, dude, she's classic. Crackhead Barney. Classic. Pro guns.
Okay, if I lie down under this,
Okay.
will you shoot me with your AR-15?
No, absolutely not. I practice barrel efficiency. Yeah, there you go.
So, AR-15, what type of gun do you have?
I don't know. I just found it on the street.
What type of gun do you have? What type of gun do you have?
AK pistol?
Okay, now was these guns used in the school shootings?
No. Yeah, his was.
Okay, so don't you feel bad? Do you feel some type of like something? They're like, oh, random normal people have.
How did they stop the school shooting? They shot him.
But he can't. But a civilian walked in with a gun. You don't feel some type way that, you know, non-violent citizens are looking at you with like, you know, a weird eye and shit?
They should have been proactive and already had armed security there.
Bro, I love it. She's walking around this pro-gun rally right now asking these questions with the super soaker tied around her waist with a rope. Like old raggedy ass like dock rope. And I finally know why she is named Crackhead Barney. She's got this fucking ridiculous ass purple wig on. She's wearing nothing but a diaper, some duct tape, and a fur coat. Duct tape over her nipples. It's like, it's fucking crazy. She looks like a Fortnite character. She looks like a fucking Fortnite character. Her channel's Crackhead Barney and Friends. And she's only got 16,000 followers on here. So this girl just hit it big, dude. Cause I'll tell you right now, her career is gonna go up off of this shit. And something about her, because normally I don't like these troll type, interviewee type, ambush type people. But she's fucking funny, dude. Let's see what she's saying. The wussification of America. Let's see.
I am more like a 25-year-old black male than I am a 40-year-old white man, which I am. I'm a drug addict and I'm a felon.
So that makes you black?
Yes, it does. And when they talk, it makes me a felon. Here's why. Black men are more masculine right now than white men are.
How do you define masculinity?
Traditionally, with aggression and strength, which is all fine and good, it just needs to be tempered. See, there's nothing inherently wrong. Our society is just pussies. We've become pussies. It's not because they're white. It's because they've learned to become weak. I will break every dude's neck and fuck their woman better than they will. That's
dude, listen to this guy talk with his fucking lisp and shit. You can clearly see, or hear, as I should say better, why this guy ended up the way that he did. What's Crackhead Barney got to say about Sitch?
just what it is. I'm the dominant fucking male wherever I fucking go.
Do you fuck black women, white women? Who do you fuck?
Beautiful women. I don't care what color they are, as long as they're good looking. Ugly women equal men. They're worthless. They're in my fucking way. If you're an ugly fat woman, you're in my fucking way.
Was the January 6th insurrection a display of masculinity?
I was here that day.
Were you inside?
I was on the scaffolding. I got pictures. I got pictures. When I came out here, it was like a party, and I could see like.
God damn, dude just outed himself for January 6th, man. This guy's about to get fucking indicted, dude.
Tear gas, like puffing out a little bit here and there. The Cal police called my probation agent because I have a GPS in my leg because I'm a danger to society because I beat the fuck out of people.
You keep saying I've been locked up. Does that equate more maleness, more masculinity to you?
That's what I'm trying to say. It's a gender issue. Men are pussies in this country.
Define what does it mean to be a man?
If you have a high enough testosterone level, you're going to feel a certain way. You're going to want to fuck bad bitches and you're going to fight. Wherever I go, I'm the fucking man. I'm the dominant male wherever I fucking go.
Let's see if I tell you ain't shit. I don't care.
With women, the rules are different for women. Okay, you all have very little consequences in our society. I hate to tell you that.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. As men, we respect other women automatically. Whereas men, we're like, yo, he's a whore. I'm going to beat his ass. I'm going to fuck his bitch. I'm going to take his shit. He's a whore. You know, that's what I'm thinking in the back of my head about a guy. Whereas a woman, I'm just thinking, I got to be nice to her. Or I want to be nice to her. Women cannot lead effectively.
Why can't women lead?
Because men just don't respect women on that same type of level. Women, beauty is your #1 asset. Don't let any
Jesus Christ. This guy is like a straight Andrew Tate. How is this guy not have a fucking Hustlers University? That's insane. Jesus Christ. Good old Crackhead Barney finding the best of America. An ambush journalism connoisseur. She's finding the real cream of the crop. But yeah, I don't know. That's who she ended up being. And it all gets tied to her ambushing Alec Baldwin in the middle of some coffee shop. Just goes to show you, man. Opportunities lie around every corner. You could one day end up in a coffee shop, some random part of LA or New York or wherever it happened, and your whole life could change just because you decided to harass some old guy who was in The Departed. But it's good to know that Crackhead Barney is at least out there doing the Lord's work.
Yes! Oh my gosh! And
hold my fart like a bong rip.